Hello, and welcome to today's Unlocked workshop, a guide to global luxury, perfecting your luxury pitch. This workshop was designed as part of an all-new tiered series of high-impact educational workshops brought to you by our expanded global luxury marketing team. As an Unlocked workshop, today's session will go beyond the fundamentals and highlight real-world applications, innovative marketing techniques, and creative approaches to help you stand out in the luxury space. Please note that today's session is not a certification course. And before we dive in, we have a few housekeeping items to go over. One, this class is being recorded. So while you can feel free to take notes throughout, you will have this recording to refer back to at a later date, which will also be helpful as we'll be sharing a ton of great information with you today. The chat, as well as everyone's cameras and mics, have been disabled and will be throughout the presentation to allow you to focus on the content. And then we'll host a live Q&A session at the end of the presentation. And at that time, we'll enable your mics and cameras. Lastly, we have a few disclaimers that we're going to run through really quick so we can share this recording later on.
We're glad you're here. If you decide to adopt any best practices from this optional program, be sure to check the requirements in your area or region with your broker or manager, including guidelines for contacting consumers. We do want to highlight the importance of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, better known as TCPA. Automated calling or texting platforms should never be used. Pre-recorded messages and artificial voices should never be used. You will be personally liable for any violations of the TCPA. The general rules are that it's okay to contact someone who has recently provided their phone number, provided it was for the purpose of discussing potential real estate or brokerage services. However, remember to check the DNC list regularly if you haven't spoken to that person or contacted the lead in a while. You will also want to check the DNC list anytime you don't have express permission.
So we'll dive in now. Welcome again, and thank you for joining us. Again, as an Unlocked workshop, today's session will go beyond the fundamentals and highlight real-world applications, innovative marketing techniques, and creative approaches to unlock your perfect global luxury pitch. We'll cover a quick introduction to the luxury marketing team. Then we'll kick off by defining exactly what your pitch should look like, as well as why and when to use it, and the core elements of a successful pitch. We'll then take a closer look at the process of developing your pitch and provide best practices for leveraging AI tools such as Microsoft Copilot, followed by some key tips for delivering your pitch and continuing the conversation. Then we'll wind down by reviewing some key resources before opening to a live Q&A session. To kick things off, we'd like to take a moment to introduce ourselves and the extraordinary team behind this educational initiative. My name is Tori Schiff. I am the Luxury Marketing Manager for Connecticut.
And my name is Christina Larson. I'm the Luxury Marketing Manager supporting Florida, the Carolinas, Mid-Atlantic, and Atlanta. And as many of you may be aware, Coldwell Banker has made a significant investment in the luxury space. And because of that commitment, we've had the honor of growing our global luxury marketing team like never before. In 2025, we proudly filled 10 specialized roles nationwide to deliver more personalized support, strategy, and innovation for our agents, growing our team to a total of 15 experienced luxury marketers. This map gives you a visual overview of the areas and supported by our expert team. By growing this team and broadening our reach, our goal is to ensure that every Coldwell Banker agent feels empowered, supported, and equipped to represent the global luxury brand with confidence.
So let's begin with a moment you may have already encountered. You're attending a private client event, perhaps a curated wine tasting or an exclusive preview of a new development. The room is filled with individuals who own multiple properties, travel internationally, and make decisions quickly. You're introduced to someone who casually asks, "What do you do?" You say you're in real estate, they nod politely, and the moment passes. Now imagine if in that moment you had a polished, confident way to communicate not just what you do, but why it matters and why it matters to them. Not just that you sell homes, but that you represent a brand with global reach, elite marketing, and a legacy of trust. Not just that you're an agent, but that you're a strategic advisor who understands the nuances of luxury clientele. That's what today is about. We're crafting your signature message, a concise, compelling way to speak to both the power of the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program and your unique value as a luxury real estate advisor in just a couple of sentences. This message is designed to spark interest, build credibility, and open the door to deeper conversations by allowing you to highlight the strength of our program, emphasize what sets you apart as a trusted advisor, and present yourself in a tone that's elevated, polished, and client focused. Keep in mind that the goal isn't to create a script to memorize, but rather to establish a mindset for you to embody so that wherever you are, you're ready to speak with clarity, confidence, and purpose. In the luxury market, opportunity can be subtle and fleeting. It doesn't always come as a formal inquiry or a scheduled meeting. It often shows up in the in between moments, the casual conversations, the introductions, the unexpected questions. And in those moments, your ability to present yourself with precision and poise can be the difference between a missed opportunity and a meaningful connection. Picture this. You're seated next to a private equity executive at a luxury real estate conference, and they ask about marketing trends and second home destinations. You have a fleeting opportunity to capture their attention and position yourself as a knowledgeable, globally connected advisor, not just another agent.
Or imagine you're meeting a potential seller for the first time at their home. Before you even open your laptop, they ask, "So tell me about yourself." Your response sets the tone for the entire appointment. You can either build trust or lose momentum.
Maybe you're hosting a twilight open house at a waterfront estate, and a guest mentions they've considered selling their penthouse in the city. They're not asking for a pitch, but they're listening closely to how you respond.
Or perhaps a luxury interior designer you've worked with mentions they have a client relocating from abroad who is looking for an experienced high-end agent. You have a brief window to establish credibility and show how your global network and local expertise can support their transition.
Or perhaps you're at a charity gala and someone asks what you do. They're not expecting a full listing presentation, but they are forming an impression based on how confidently and how clearly you speak about your work. These are the moments that define your brand. And in luxury, you don't always get a second chance to make first impressions. Even experienced agents often default to vague or overly technical language when asked what they do. They say things like, "I sell high end homes," or "I've been in real estate for 20 years." But in luxury, that's not enough. Your audience expects to know more. They want to know what makes you different. What's the value of working with your brand? And why should they trust you? That's why your signature message needs to be concise and clear, client centric, tailored for luxury, authentic and confident, and adaptable. Every great message includes the hook. This is a compelling stat, a bold statement, or a question that makes them lean in. Then the program value, which is our global reach, elite marketing, trusted legacy, and prestige. And the agent value. This is where you shine, your market expertise, your negotiation skills, and your ability to deliver a white glove experience. This isn't just about finding the most impressive stats or using elevated language. It's about understanding, defining, and owning your value as an agent and being ready to communicate it at a moment's notice.
When perfecting your pitch, it's important to include the brand that's behind you. The Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program has been setting a gold standard for excellence in luxury real estate since 1933, and that's a powerful part of your story and your value. We're a truly global brand with an expansive network of over 96,000 agents serving clients in 45 countries and territories. And the numbers speak for themselves. Last year alone, Coldwell Banker agents closed an impressive 80 billion in sales priced over 1 million. That equates to 220 million in luxury sales every single day in 2024. Our program is marketing driven, providing you access to exclusive platforms and tools like the Trend Report, Wealth Engine, and the Edit, and prestige focused as an established brand that resonates with affluent buyers and sellers worldwide. When you speak to this, you convey that you're not just selling a home, you're offering access to a global network, a luxury lifestyle, and a trusted legacy. A great way to familiarize yourself with the program's key components is by reviewing our Global Luxury Talking Points document, which is available in the Global Luxury section on desk under listing presentations, as shown here. This guide follows along page by page with the Global Luxury Seller presentation and provides compelling and impactful language to help you articulate the program's value with confidence. While this document is quite comprehensive, it provides an excellent foundation for you to craft your global luxury pitch. So we would highly encourage you to review it as you go through it, highlight key phrases that resonate with your style to commit to memory, and incorporate those into your client conversations.
So, before we dive into crafting your signature message, let's take a moment to talk about what makes a pitch truly effective and what can hold it back. I'll start with some tips to keep in mind as the fundamentals of a strong luxury pitch. First, keep it concise and intentional. Your message should spark interest, build credibility, and invite conversation, all within about 30 to 60 seconds. Every word should serve a purpose. Second, always consider your audience and think from the client's perspective. Luxury clients aren't just buying a property, they're investing in a lifestyle and they want to feel understood. Third, use elevated, client centric language. Speak to service, trust, discretion, and experience, not just transactions. And finally, stay flexible. Your pitch should adapt seamlessly to different settings, whether you're at a listing appointment, a networking event, or filming a video for social media.
When beginning to develop your pitch, you also want to be sure to keep in mind some of the common traps to avoid and patterns that can dilute your message. First, don't solely rely on stats or brand talking points. Yes, the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program is powerful, but luxury clients want to know how you use the brand, not just that it exists. You also want to avoid opening with your resume or listing your accolades. Credentials do matter, but they're not the hook. Lead with value, and remember, you don't need to say everything at once. Focus on what's relevant and compelling. Also, avoid vague or generic language. Again, saying, I sell luxury homes doesn't differentiate you. You want to be specific and memorable. And finally, the purpose. It can be easy to get too deep into the weeds when considering this type of messaging, especially when you have so much you want to share. But remember, the purpose of your message is more than to simply inform. It should spark interest and open the door to deeper conversation.
So, now that we've explored the why, let's talk about the how. This next section is where we begin shaping your signature message, one that reflects your expertise, your market, and the power of the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program. As you prepare, ask yourself a few questions. What do I want someone to remember about me after a brief conversation? What part of the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program do I lean on most in my business? And what's my unique edge in the luxury space? Your answers will shape your message and help you stand out in a crowded market.
Let's revisit the structure we introduced earlier. Your message should include three core elements. First, the hook. This is your attention grabber. This might be a compelling stat, a bold statement, or a question that invites curiosity. For example, luxury isn't just a price. It's about presentation, positioning, and global exposure. Next, the program value. This is where you speak to the strength of the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program. Think global reach, elite marketing, trusted legacy, and brand prestige. For instance, with representation in 45 countries and 220 million in daily luxury sales, Coldwell Banker Global Luxury is one of the most powerful platforms in the world. And finally, agent value. This is your differentiator. What sets you apart? Your market expertise, your negotiation style, your ability to deliver a white glove experience. This might sound something like, I specialize in architecturally significant homes and deliver a seamless, discreet, and elevated experience tailored to each client's lifestyle. Together, these elements form a message that's not only informative, but memorable. AI-powered tools can be invaluable in the development of your pitch, which is why we would like to take a few minutes to share some tips and techniques to help you leverage AI to brainstorm, refine, and personalize your message. Coldwell Banker's official AI tool is Microsoft Copilot, and while we recommend utilizing Copilot, the strategies we'll cover today can be applied across any other AI platforms as well. Tools like Copilot are not meant to replace your voice, but rather enhance it. Think of it as a creative partner that helps you sharpen your language and explore new angles. You can use it to generate draft versions of your pitch based on your inputs, experiment with different tones and formats, and tailor your message for specific audiences or platforms.
And to get the most out of your experience with AI, start by being specific in your prompts. The more detail you provide, the better the output. You should be sure to share all relevant background information. For example, that you're a luxury real estate advisor, your target market, the types of clients you serve, and specific brand stats and talking points. You can even upload your resume or the talking points document directly into the chat to give it a full scope. Providing this background helps the system generate meaningful content that truly resonates. It's also important to use your own voice when crafting prompts to give the model a sense of your tone. Don't hesitate to continue tweaking the language so it sounds like you, and try out multiple versions to see what feels most authentic. And another key piece here is to use clear and effective follow-up prompts, such as make this pitch sound more confident and client-focused, or rewrite this to emphasize the global reach and brand prestige in my hook. These kinds of prompts help guide the AI toward messaging that feels aligned with your goals and audience.
To help you get started, here are a few sample prompts you can use with Copilot or any of the other AI tools. You might start with, help me write a 60-second luxury pitch that highlights Coldwell Banker Global Luxury's international reach and my expertise in waterfront properties. Or create a concise message I can use at a networking event to introduce myself and the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program.
You can move forward with simple instructions such as make this pitch sound more elevated and client focused. And it can also help you be ready for any situation. Simply use a prompt such as give me variations of my pitch for use in a listing presentation, a social media video, and a referral call. Or make this message more concise and tailored to high net worth individuals relocating internationally.
But keep in mind that these prompts are just the starting point. The goal is to guide AI toward language that reflects your voice and your value. Now we'll walk through a quick demo of how a realistic interaction with a language model like Microsoft Copilot might unfold. First, you will start with a prompt. For example, I specialize in waterfront properties and want a pitch that emphasizes lifestyle, exclusivity, and Coldwell Banker's international reach.
Then Copilot will respond with a draft like, I represent exceptional waterfront estates that offer more than just a view. They deliver a lifestyle. With Coldwell Banker Global Luxury's expansive network and elite marketing platform, I connect buyers to one-of-a-kind coastal retreats.
Then we'll refine it. Can you make it more emotionally engaging and include a reference to the brand's global presence?
And Copilot adjusts to, I help clients discover the serenity and sophistication of waterfront living. With Coldwell Banker Global Luxury's presence in 45 countries and unmatched marketing reach, I ensure every property is positioned to reach discerning buyers across the globe.
And we want to personalize it further. Add a line about my marketing background and work with international clients.
And then Copilot can finalize. With a background in lifestyle marketing and years of experience serving international clientele, I bring a unique perspective to waterfront real estate, delivering elevated experiences backed by Coldwell Banker's global presence and prestigious marketing program.
From there, you can continue refining the message to suit your tone and specific situations. Just remember, you don't need to labor over every word and go back and forth endlessly with Copilot to get it just right. You aren't writing a script to be memorized. You're setting the foundation for crafting a message that feels authentic, intuitive, and aligned with your natural communication style.
So now that you've seen how to develop your signature message, let's talk about how to deliver it. Because even the most well-crafted pitch can fall flat if it's not delivered with intention. This next section is all about bringing your message to life in a way that resonates with your audience, builds trust, and paves the way for meaningful conversations. Luxury clients expect more than just information. They expect poise, polish, and professionalism. When delivering your message, think of it as a performance, not in the theatrical sense, but in the sense that every word, tone, and gesture should reflect your brand and expertise. To maximize your delivery, start by leading with confidence. Make eye contact, smile, and engage with intention. Speak clearly and deliberately. Luxury clients respond to specificity and sophistication, but it should still feel natural. Use simple yet compelling language that is easy to follow to keep your pitch elevated but accessible. Avoid jargon, acronyms, or overly technical terms that could confuse or distance your audience. And your body language matters just as much as what you say. Stand tall, use open gestures, and avoid fidgeting to project confidence. And pace yourself and always match your tone to the setting. A pitch at a gala sounds different than one on a video call. Make sure your tone is professional at all times while also remaining situationally appropriate. And remember to use a calm speaking pace with a clear, audible, and energetic voice. With that said, even experienced agents can fall into traps that weaken the impact of their pitch. One of the most common is over-explaining. Keep it focused. Your goal is to spark interest, not cover every detail. A well-crafted pitch should feel like the beginning of a conversation, not the entire story. Another is sounding scripted. While it's helpful to start with a written version of your pitch, the goal is to evolve that foundational message through real conversations so your delivery feels authentic and effortless. And as we've mentioned already, it's also crucial to avoid being generic. It's a fine line to walk between being too generic and over-explaining, so stay mindful. Be sure to avoid vague claims and focus on key benefits and differentiators, not a laundry list of services. And lastly, the biggest pitfall to avoid is missing the moment. If you hesitate or wait for the perfect time, the opportunity may pass. Don't wait for somebody to come to you or hold yourself back because you don't feel prepared. Use the tools we're giving you here today to develop a strong pitch you feel confident in delivering to ensure you never miss an opportunity. And now that we've covered the strategy, the structure, and the delivery, let's bring it all together. In this final section, we'll walk through a few role play examples to show the difference between a pitch that's technically good and one that's strategically excellent. Each example will follow the same format. First, a brief scenario, followed by examples of good pitches, ones that check the boxes but don't quite elevate, and then a great pitch, one that's refined, client-focused, and strategically delivered. As you watch, ask yourself, what made the second version stronger? How did tone, structure, or delivery shift the impact? And what could you apply to your own message? Let's revisit the scenario we opened with. You're asked about your work during a casual conversation at a social event with high net worth attendees. A good yet generic pitch in this situation may sound like, I'm a luxury real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. They have a global network that allows me to connect with other real agents around the world to help my clients buy and sell high-end homes.
While informative, this statement is vague and forgettable. A more polished and confident pitch would be, I work in luxury real estate, helping clients buy and sell exceptional properties. I've handled everything from waterfront estates to historically significant homes. But as an avid horse lover, I have a particular affinity for equestrian properties. My affiliation with Coldwell Banker Realty provides me with a global network spanning 45 countries as well as access to elite marketing tools and support so I can deliver a seamless, elevated experience that matches the caliber of properties I represent.
This version is still casual and conversational, but it remains confident, specific, and speaks directly to the expectations of luxury clientele. It provides information about the brand without oversaturating, while also giving you a chance to connect further by sharing something personal about yourself outside of real estate.
Now, consider this scenario. You're speaking with a potential referral partner at a luxury networking event. Here, you want to make sure you're balancing the focus properly. When dealing with referrals, especially in a conversational format where you don't have a lot of time, it can be difficult to determine where to place your focus. So it's crucial to prepare and find that balance between your personal value and the program value.
An example of a pitch that's too agent focused may be, I've been in real estate for over 20 years and have closed dozens of high end deals. I know this market inside and out and have a strong network in the area. While this is confident and impressive, this pitch is overly focused on the agent's resume, vague, and misses the brand value.
On the other hand, a pitch that's too program focused would sound something like, I'm affiliated with Coldwell Banker Global Luxury, one of the most powerful programs in the industry. We have a global presence in 45 countries, proven success in the luxury space, and our marketing tools are second to none. This also provides valuable and distinguishing information, but it comes across as too impersonal and doesn't highlight your unique value.
Balanced strategic pitch, however, would be, I specialize in luxury real estate and work with clients who value discretion, market insight, and elevated service. With Coldwell Banker Global Luxury's worldwide presence and elite marketing tools, I'm able to position properties for maximum impact and deliver a truly personalized experience for every client and listing. This strikes the right balance by blending brand value with personal expertise, making it both relatable and compelling. Now we'll close out with one more example that can be a bit trickier. Say you're attending an exclusive Coldwell Banker Global Luxury networking event, such as Luxury on Location or the networking reception at Gen Blue, and you're chatting with another agent from a different market. As we just saw, finding balance is always important. So in this specific type of situation, you'll want to avoid being overly redundant by sharing too much or too basic information about the program and shift the focus a bit more toward your personal value and how you embrace the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program.
Here's an example of an overly redundant pitch, one that's technically good, but not properly focused. I work mainly in luxury in Fairfield County, Connecticut, and constantly leverage the Coldwell Banker Global Luxury program to better serve my clients. I always use Listing Concierge, and my clients love the automatic web syndication. I find that it's our international reach, marketing tools, and brand recognition that set us apart.
Although this pitch is enthusiastic and brand aware, it doesn't offer anything new or personal to someone who already knows the program. A balanced strategic pitch would sound more like, I'm based in Westport, serving Connecticut's Gold Coast with a focus on waterfront and estate properties. What's really worked for me is how our office leverages and promotes the CBGL program. We built a strong reputation locally, and I pair that with targeted global exposure through Wealth Engine and our global advertising program. It's helped me attract buyers from outside the region and position listings with a global lens, even in a hyperlocal marketplace.
This version recognizes shared knowledge, then incorporates personal strategy, local office strength, and a specific way the agent leverages the program to drive results.
So, as you've seen through these examples, the difference between good and great often comes down to refinement and confidence. A great pitch isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it and how it makes your audience feel. It's your opportunity to lead with value, build trust, and open the door to meaningful dialogue. Use yours with intention, refine it with AI, and most importantly, make it your own. And developing your pitch is just the beginning. The real magic happens in what comes next, when you turn a great introduction into a meaningful relationship, which is why we'd like to share some of our top tips to continue the conversation past your initial conversation and further the connection. Ask thoughtful follow up questions. Show genuine interest in their goals or lifestyle. Connect your message to their world. If they mention travel, talk about international reach. If they mention design, highlight your marketing approach. Invite the next step, suggest a follow up call, offer to send a resource, or connect them with somebody from your network. If you have an upcoming event, invite them to it. Show them that you want to continue the conversation and then create a reason to reconnect. If you're a certified agent, make sure you always have Global Luxury branded business cards on hand to reinforce your status and desire to reconnect. And offer them value. Customize and send them a copy of the trend report or other Global Luxury branded content. Include them on your next newsletter. Share market insights or recent listings. Show them why you are a valuable connection. And most importantly, be intentional. Every conversation is a chance to build trust, not just pitch a service. Luxury is about relationships. Your message opens the door, but it's your ability to listen, connect, and follow through that builds lasting trust.
Now let's talk about a couple of resources and recommendations. As we called out in the beginning of the presentation, the Global Luxury talking points are available in the Global Luxury section of Desk under Listing Presentations, again, shown on the screen here. This is a really great starting point for understanding the program's value, and it already does some of the work for you by providing thoughtful, curated talking points for conveying that value to luxury clientele. And coldwellbankermarketing.com provides a central hub for you to access all additional support by the field marketing team, including links to the marketing catalog, next available appointment, additional live workshops, social media resources, and more. And though this website is not specific to global luxury, it's most useful for agents who are looking for more technical or product specific support. And we know this was a lot of information to take in at once. So, as you begin to process everything we've covered today, we encourage you to be strategic in how you move forward. Start small by reviewing the global luxury talking points on desk and highlight what resonates with you most. Be aware of your market. What are the current trends, news, and events? And work with other agents in your office to role play certain scenarios like we did here today, and then be sure to practice whenever possible. Test out your pitch on friends, family, and begin to incorporate it in client conversations. Remember, you don't have to master everything at once. Start small, stay consistent, and lean on your luxury marketing team for support along the way.